Hi everyone, I just want to show you our water supply, because when we first looked for properties to move to, one of the main criteria is we must have water. You simply cannot garden, you cannot do aquaponics, you cannot do anything to do with plants really if you don't have a good reliable water supply. So our criteria when we spoke to real estate agents etc. is we must have water, and I can tell you they showed us the most terrible properties with piddling little water holes for dams, and of course the real estate agents all said, oh, they're all spring fed, which is just a load of rubbish. But anyway, we found this property, and I won't go into all the details to how we found it because it was quite amazing really. But here is dam number 1. We have 2 dams and a bore, which is just amazing for water supply, and we have 150,000 litres of fresh rainwater supply as well, which is just amazing. And the previous owners named this property Aquahaven, which is a really good name. We decided we'd keep that name, put it on the gate, Aquahaven, and here we are because it's a haven of water. And as we've looked around the area, we have the largest water supply of anyone in the immediate, say 10-kilometre radius anyway. There is another friend we've established a little bit further through that way, a few kilometres away. He's got a really great dam as well, but he's only got 1 dam. We've got 2. So anyway, look at our dam, our beautiful dam. There's no ducks on it this morning, but oftentimes there are ducks running around there. What a beautiful dam. And we can pump from that, from our pump shed over here, that can pump water from here right up to the front gate and right down to our greenhouse, to our supply at the greenhouse is topped up automatically, and of course down to our bore, which we'll show you in a few minutes, where our bore is. So it's all interconnected, which is just amazing. The previous owner did a great job. We've even got taps along the driveway, which I can't imagine why he did that, I don't know. But anyway, they're there, and it just amazes me that he went to all that trouble. And we've established a little orchard over there, and that little orchard also has water supply that he provided. It was already there, the tap and the infrastructure. We've just added the sprinklers around our trees, and it's just so great. Anyway, let's move on from dam number 1, and I'll take you up and show you dam number 2. Old mate here having a good old paddle. Good on you, mate. Enjoy that. And don't flick yourself in front of me. Okay, this is our second dam. Look at that, what a beauty. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of litres are in that, but it's a really, really good dam. It's actually quite deep, believe it or not. Just on the other side of the wall there, the artificial wall, it drops away to quite a large drop-off. So there's a good depth of water in it. I'm about to run pipes for this up to our water tank that we have up near the gate at the highest point of the property to supply us gravity feed water for all the gardens. So there you go. What a great dam. Have a look at that, eh? Okay, here we are at the tank, which is at the top of the property, the highest point on the property, which incidentally is right by the front gate. It's the highest point. From here, our driveway goes down all the way to the house and the shed and the orchard and everything else. But it's a 5,000 litre tank, which we installed here. And the underground pipe work was put in by the previous owner, underground all the way to the gate, a 50mm pipe with a tap there. And he also had there some irrigation equipment that could irrigate the plants at the front gate, which obviously hasn't been working for a number of years. But anyway, we'll get to reinstall that one of these days, or reinstate it. But here we are, 5,000 litres. Every day, as I told you earlier, the pump down at the dam number 1 pumps water up here for 15 minutes. At 12 o'clock in the middle of the day it starts. And the reason we chose that time is because that's when our solar panels are obviously producing power. So theoretically it's free pumping. So there it is, and the pipe work goes back, pressurizes that whole system by gravity from here when the tank is full. So it works really, really well. Okay, well this is the other part of our water system, and that is the bore or the well. And when we first came to this property, the owner told us there was a bore down here, but at that time this paddock was overgrown with grass and lantana and small trees and stuff, and we couldn't see it. So I looked at the satellite photograph of the property and I saw this white thing down the paddock. So we made our way through the long grass, and here it is what we found. And it's in a bit of a state of disrepair. So what we did is we pulled the pump out of it. We've had the pump serviced and it's quite okay. We actually bought a second one, a spare, but anyway, that's another story. But the water is connected all the way through, right up to the front gate where that tank is that we've put up there since we've been here to provide water pressure all the way through and by gravity feed. So I'll just show you this pipes are here are disconnected, but we'll just turn this valve on and I'll show you the water coming out of it. And this is water pressure right from the, just right by gravity from the top tank at the top of the driveway. So that's good. And we've yet to reinstall that and reinstate this pipe work. This is a non-return valve that's supposed to stop the water from going back down the well, which is a good idea. If that valve has been left on down there, for now we'll turn it off. So yeah, so that's a good idea, non-return valve. So the previous owner really did a great job of providing water around the whole property. Just up here beyond us, there's 4 more taps in this area that was said to be going to be the orchard, but he never got around to planting it. In fact, the previous owner had, the last 10 or 15 years he was here, he was quite ill, so he didn't get to finish his projects, which is a bit of a shame. But anyway, that's the way it is. See, this is the control box for the for the bore, or the well as we like to call it. And you see you've got a start and a stop button and so on. And here are the wires. You can have a close up of this. These wires are not live at the moment, but we've checked them, they are live. There's a switch up at the shed we can switch on and off. Just as a matter of interest, see the mark here, you can see where the floodwaters have come up to that switch. So what I need to do before we reinstate this is extend these posts up to raise the whole thing up about another 600 mil or 2 feet, just to keep the switchboard above the highest floodwater mark that we can see there. So that's part of our water system.